So you were at Latino.
I was there first. It actually happened really randomly. I had called to try to do a shout out, and Chuy, which is now Chuy Martinez, which is at KISS, was doing overnights at Latino at the time. And we started talking, and we ended up finding out we lived in the same neighborhood, and he lived around the corner from me at one point. And he told me, you should try out for our promotions. Now, I was 18. I was fresh out of high school. I was going into college. I'm like, nah, I want to party. I want to be in a sorority. I want all that stuff.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, okay. So then I remember telling my parents, like, oh, I want to do this. And my mom was like, it's a scam. Like, don't do it, blah, blah, blah. So I said, I'm still going to do it. I don't care. So I went, and there was like 60 of us that tried out. There was about maybe, I want to say 20 girls. I was the only girl that got picked at the time, along with 6 other guys. So it was me and 6 guys, and we made the street team with them. There was already 7, so there was 14 of us. So then from there, I kind of really wanted to do radio. I didn't know what I was getting myself into at the time, until one of the girls, I'll never forget, and even when I was on the flavor unit at Power, I always did this with the new girls, because it's hard as a female in this business.
Absolutely.
So what we did was, she taught me, we went in an event, my first event ever. She taught me how to set up a tent. It was fine. She was cool with me. Like, hey, really cool. So she hands me, so we're set up, we're ready to go. So she gets a clipboard, and I saw her kind of like circling things, but I wasn't really paying attention. And she threw the clipboard at me. She's like, here. And threw the mic at me, and he said, here, and walked away. And I'm like, what am I going to do? Like, what is she doing?
This is at a promotional event.
And there's people, like, it was like a fair. And I'm like, what am I doing? So I got on the mic, and I totally bombed it. Like, bad, bombed it. So I sat down, and she came back. She's like, how do you feel? I'm like, I feel like crap. Like, I totally bombed it.
Like a piece of shit.
I totally bombed it in front of all these people. Like, I made myself look like a fool, like an idiot out here. And she's like, okay. She's like, now remember that, because the next time you get on the mic, you don't ever want to feel like that again. So make sure that this very moment that you feel like a piece of shit, you hold on to that, because from here on, you can't let that happen again. So I've always remembered that. So even when I trained the girls, or even the guys on our street team, after I became, part of the flavor unit and all of that, I started doing that. And they even do it now to the other units. So, it's hard. I mean, it wasn't hard, but it was a valuable lesson that got me to where I'm at now.
See, not a lot of people know the method of Power is its own machine, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know a lot of the testing process is being with the flavor unit.
Of course.
To see how much energy, right? And now that you're at Power Fridays, what was like the most difficult thing about learning how to back announce? What was just difficult in learning how to be a DJ for Power?
I think the hardest part is being a female in this business at Power.
Please enlighten.
That's the hardest, I think, because I'm not saying that typically males have it easier, but
I think we do in that certain
because
field.
It's a male-dominated situation, like especially because it's radio. And
correct.
It should be like that. I think that's the hardest, is understanding that because I'm a female, that I have to work probably 10 times harder than the average male does, because it's not saying that they don't respect me, because they do, but I feel because I'm a female, I have to feel like they respect me, even though they probably already respect me, but because I'm a female, my mind tells me like, you have to work 10 times harder, because they have to respect you in my mind.
Is it the same parallel thought of like, Eminem, I'm a white rapper, so I gotta be dope amongst these fucking black rappers? Is it parallel to that?
It's definitely like that. And it's just, I don't know. It's a little difficult, but I mean, I love it. It's great. I love working there. I love everyone that's there. It's given me great opportunities even before this. I think even if I would have gotten the opportunity before to be on Air at Power, I don't think I would have been really ready, because I had to take steps to get there. Like, I was in San Diego first doing weekends, and that drive was killing me. I did that for 9 months, back and forth every Saturday and Sunday. So I was doing my daytime job, 8:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday. Then as soon as I was done, go home, pack everything, wake up Saturday at 11 a.m., drive my ass all the way to San Diego, be on air 3 to 8, get some sleep, and wake up Sunday, be on air 12 to 6, and then drive back all the way to LA, get all my stuff ready, and go do my day job again.
I think the biggest misunderstanding for both production and talent is how hard it is to get into the biz.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
it's hard.
You just can't be Latino, know how to back announce, front announce. Okay, fuck it, I'll be with Power. It doesn't work that way. Jimmy Steele, right? I revered Jimmy Steele during my internship at Power. The first 3 things he said, you sound like you're from New York, so it's regional. Number 2, you're too esoteric because you have this weird foul mouth, and you're probably going to offend people. And then the third thing he said is, you know, you've been satellite radio trained so much, so you curse and fucking say this and that, and it's not to our programming. It was an honest, gut-wrenching check.
Yeah.
When someone tells you that, right?
Definitely.
And the great thing is, for you, how long has it been since we've met in 2008? Then you started going to San Diego. Is that at least 5 years, 6 years?
Yeah, it just recently. I think the beginning of this year is when I got the San Diego gig. And then within the 9 months, well, maybe a little bit more, maybe beginning last year, maybe up until, I want to say maybe March or April, maybe March. I'm going to say February, March. Then I got the gig here at Power.
So for you who's listening, even the crew right now, we're all trying to come up, right? Right?
Yeah.
Thank you. We're all trying to come up. 6 years. 6 years. She decides to fucking work in LA and drive to San Diego after work. You know, if you guys want to be in the belly of the beast, you have to drop pussy. You have to drop your relationship with family. And you have to want it so bad. I mean, if you don't want it that bad, go ahead, slang the office job, right? It's cool.
It's
no
hard.
judgment.
I mean, even now, even though I do Power Fridays, I still have my full-time job. I'm a receptionist.
Correct.
So I do 8:30, 5:30, Monday through Friday. I go home.
At Power.
At Power. I try to sleep for a couple hours, and I wake back up, and I do my on-air shift, 12 a to 2 a, and then going into Saturday, 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. And then I'll go home. I try to sleep a couple hours because I don't want to waste my Saturday. So I'll wake up at about 11-ish. I'll do what I got to do during the day Saturday. Do what I got to do Sunday, try to get some sleep. I go to church or wake up, whatever. Then I still have to go back and record or whatever for my Monday show. So I do 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. Monday morning.
You guys are listening to this, right? That's how hard. And for you who's listening, you know, that's hard. You got to be in the belly of the beast. It's not the fucking easiest thing.
And the thing
right?
is, I feel like even now I've been, not that I've been struggling with this, but even in my own mind, I've noticed that just isn't enough for me either. Like, even though I do this, I do Dash Radio too. So I do interviews with other artists.
You just perfectly segged to my next question, but that's okay. When you get two radio DJs talking, I love it.
So I do interviews for Dash. I have my own channel on there that I do with them. It's called The Moonlight, and it's nothing but R&B. So I do that Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. So it's like in between there, I have to find time to record during the week somewhere, sometime, whether it's on my lunch, whether it's right after work, whether it's wherever, I have to fit it in somehow.
Right. And here's the interesting thing as I grab the mic back, right? Mm-hmm. Let me set up to everyone who's watching and listening. I championed Kassie's method. I championed Kassie's, her legend, right? As she builds, you know, even though we wouldn't talk, if you accomplish something, you know, you would get fucking texts from me.
Of course.
Even though we wouldn't talk for like a year.
And it's definitely like, it's the greatest. I think that's part of, like, I think, here's the thing. I don't feel that because when people are friends, you have to hit them up consistently. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like.
Or admirational respect.
Exactly. Like, you respect me, I respect you. I respect what you do, you respect what I do. And I think that's part of a friendship. And I've always appreciated that from you. Like, I don't care what I'm doing. If I get a text from you, I'm like, Charles, thank you so much. Like, man, like, you know what? I'm always very grateful for it. And the thing is, a lot of people don't understand. In regards to radio, especially, I hate to say this phrase, in this economy, no one gives up their fucking shift. Yeah.
You think Jesse Ortiz is going to be like, you know what, Cass, go ahead. Take this shift.
No one will.
Right. Is Felly Fell going to go, yeah, you know what, Disco Drew, fuck the producer thing, you know what, you be on it. No one's going to give that shit up. No one's going to give that up.
I wouldn't either.
Why would you? So what you're trying to do is you're trying to chip away at a big wall, right? You know, it's like, have you seen the movie, what's the movie about the guy who gets into jail, like in the 50s and 60s? He got accused for killing his wife. I can't believe this is like my top 10 movies. Shawshank Redemption. where he chips away through that goddamn fucking wall nonstop. And that's what it felt like for my fellow DJs. Like Kassie, we were from the class of 2008 guys interning. I was 33 interning. And I see this badass bitch fucking working hard. Nat. And I miss Gabby. She wasn't a part. I had already left.
Gabby had already, I think she was the next group, but she didn't intern. She came in hired, like on the unit. Oh. So she didn't intern.
On a marketing and promotions team.
Yeah, she had already, she applied and she got hired. Me and Nat interned. So that's where me and Nat met. Yeah.
Right. Interned. So I had a mutual admiration for you and Nat. And it's just like, you know, the importance of networking. You know, I tell these guys I met them at school, and look at us. We have a production team now.
This is great.
You know, we have got so many fucking cameras. Mm-hmm. But in the end, it's about how hard you want to put in. Now, there's something emotional, though. I can only imagine. You can share if you want to, if you're not. But like in a marketing team, when you're doing marketing and promos for Power, the live mic is right there.
Yeah, I struggle with that sometimes.
Okay.
Like even
please enlighten.
When I decided to get the full-time job and take a receptionist position, I had to leave flavor unit. Now I've been through a lot with our flavor unit. I got hired as a unit. Then, you know, my assistant got promoted as the boss, and then I became her assistant. So then I became their boss. So then after I became their boss, I went back to the streets because I was no longer able to be on the streets and rock a mic and be out there with people. So I kind of felt like I was disconnecting. So then I went back to the unit, and then our promotions manager left, and we got a new one. Then they brought me back in again.
Was that Junior who left?
Was Junior that left, and then Charisma came in. So then I became Charisma's assistant. So it was then when she decided to just do full on air, they brought in someone else in. So then I again became the assistant, and then I did that for a little bit, and then she left, and then Gabby became the manager, and then I came back again. So I've been through a lot with the unit. I hired half of them. They were family, and I just knew that at some point I was like, okay, where is my life gonna go from here? There's only so much that you can accomplish on a street team. You hit the highest point, and then what? It's like you either are going to say to yourself, all right, I'm going to figure out. I feel like Flavor Unit is a time where you figure out what you want to do. Whether it's on a mic, you want to DJ, you want to do behind the scenes, you want to do an office desk, something with the radio. That's where you figure it out. And I feel like once it gets to a certain point, then that's when you're like, okay, I need to decide what I'm doing. I can't be Flavor Unit street team for the rest of my life. I need to make something in my life. So that's when I figured, okay, I am, 25? 25. And I said, okay, I'm 25 years old. I need to figure something out. I need a full-time job. I need all this stuff. So our receptionist had left, and I was like, I'm going to take it, and I'm going to just do what I have to do, suck it up, and I'm going to find an on-air job. I will find one.
Whether it be Power or not, right?
Whether it be Power or not. That's what a lot of people have to understand. It's like, I love you. You can work somewhere, but remember, if you're trying to get a dream, sometimes you have to leave and come back, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You have to go and build yourself, because if you don't, you're not going to get the experience that you need. So that's where I said to myself, okay, if I want to be on air, there was no movement at Power. I'm like, I have to go get it somewhere else, and that's okay. I'm still in the building. I'm still working here. I'm fine with that.
The energy is still there, but your vision is different.
Yes.
Right? It's different. And we'll talk about it in a little bit, but keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, so that's when I started applying. I started sending everything in, and that's when I got a call back from San Diego. And I had already submitted to them like once or twice, and he was like, oh, we're not really hiring. His name was R-Dub, my PD, R-Dub. Oh, we're not really hiring right now, but, just keep sending your stuff in. Okay. So one of the times that I think I was only a receptionist maybe for about a month. And then right after that, I submitted again. I said, what's the point? What's going to happen? I mean, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, oh, well, I already know what that feels like not to happen.
Right.
Just submitted. Just, okay, cool. I ended up getting an email back, and I love it, blah, blah. When can you come out? Let's do this. So I went out there Mother's Day weekend last year. And
how amazing that we're recording this now. That's beautiful.
So I went over there, I met him, we're fine, and he's like, yeah, I want you on board, let's do this. So I started June last year out there, and still, it's so funny. I have all this conversation with DJs or whatever. It's like every time you advance to the next phase in your life, it's always the bottom of that phase. Does that make sense?
Right, absolutely.
It's like
it's a restart for that staircase.
Yeah. And even now, like on air, like I'm still learning so much. Even though I'm on air and it's a different phase and it's a growth from where I was before, I still feel like I'm learning so much still. So it's good. Like even when I went to San Diego, like I think about the talk breaks, or I even listen to talk breaks from then to now. And I'm like, man, I've grown so much even from then to here.
Like you're tighter.
Just everything of how to do things. Like, and I've had great mentors. My PD out there was great. Jimmy's great. E-Man's great. He coaches me a lot through my air checks and stuff like that. What he tells me what I need to fix, what I don't, what he wants from me. So it's great. I'm surrounded by some of the greatest people, you know, to give me greatest feedback to make me better. You know, so
would you say it's so in your face? The air check is your best friend and your enemy at the same time. Is that a good statement?
Very good.
Because
very good.
If you don't listen to yourself willingly, you're done. You're fucked. That means your mind is closed. You're not going to improve. So what has San Diego, your techniques from San Diego? Because it's easy to go to San Diego and go, dude, I've observed everyone in power. This is a major market beast. So for me, the dickhead that I am, I'd be like braggadocious. I'd be like, yo, man, I learned from power.
And you know
San Diego.
I'm not really like that. I'm more timid when it comes to things like that. So every time I went to San Diego, they all knew that I was from LA. That was the biggest statement. And not that I made it very aware that I was from LA, but everybody just knew I was from LA. Like I didn't fit your average San Diegan. Like I just didn't. They always used to make fun of me because they're like, you kind of have like an accent. Like you don't really have that San Diego kind of
laid back vibe.
Like, bro, and I'm like, I'm just not like that. I'm from LA. That's not how I do things. So they always were like, yeah, she's from LA, she works at Power. And it's like, I never really I felt more pressured sometimes when I would do it because I was like, oh, I'm from LA, I'm at Power. So it's I felt more pressure to have to be better or be greater or at certain expectations because I came from there. But I think it helped me along the way because I felt like that was my first on-air gig and I had great times out there. As far as like my shifts, they were great, and everybody, I liked everybody out there. They were like family. They became family to me, even in the short time that I was there. And I learned a lot about myself and how strong I could really be going out there and doing on air. And sometimes there were days where, I'm not going to lie, I broke down because it's like, I didn't have though I had a family out there, they had their own lives. So it was kind of like at the end, I was still alone. Because there's nobody out there but me. There was times where I was spending the night at hotels room, like rinky dinky shit, like sketch shit, by myself. Like I would sleep with a fucking outside chair behind the door because I was that scared shitless. They were just sketchy shit, but I had to do it. I had no choice. This is what I wanted to do. So in order for me to do it, I had to sacrifice. There was a lot of weekends I sacrificed: birthdays, weddings, aunts' birthdays, cousins, my godchildren's birthdays. I just had to do it. There was nothing I could do. Holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmases, New Year's.
You have to sacrifice it, right?
You have to.
It's a case of how bad do you want it? Mm-hmm. Now, let me ask you, since you're training people from Flavor Unit also.
Yeah, I used to. Yeah.
Can you spot someone who's just a fuckity fuck compared to the hungry one? Like that, right? Mm-hmm. You invite them to do something and I'm going to do something with my boyfriend or I'm going to do something with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
You spot it right there.
And you can, I could tell. I think everybody has the ability to do something. That's sometimes your ability may not be to rock a mic. It may not be to DJ. Maybe this isn't out for you, but there's other things you can do. And I could tell when even some of the people that they hired this round, I know they're not bad, but I just know they need practice. And I just tell them hey, you know what? Slow down, relax. You don't need to rush things. Take a deep breath after you talk. Don't worry if they're going to respond to you or not. It's fine. So you're going to have crowds where they don't really give a flying fuck about you and who the fuck you are. That's how it is. It's fine. But then you're going to have crowds where they're going to give a flying fuck who you are. I'm like, you're going to get there. And I tell them all, the first time you work a concert and you're standing there in front of thousands of people, that's your test. All these little rinky-dinky bullshit events that you've been doing, metros, whatever they are, where nobody's coming up to you, it's all leading up to the very first time you do a fucking concert and there's maybe 2,000, 3,000 people staring at you.
Let me ask you, I'm going to make a statement. I want you to react to it, right?
Okay.
You have a mic. You have an audience. They feel you. They love you. Is that better than sex?
Yes.
Absolutely right. It's the rock and roll spirit. From the 60s to the 80s, when an MC kills a fucking crowd, it's just nothing like it.
I tell everyone, even now, even though I've been doing it for a while, I still get nervous when I crack open the mic for the first time on
That's
air.
fantastic.
Every time. The moment that you stop feeling that, you need to change your job. You should never feel comfortable doing anything that you love. There's no reason why. The moment you start feeling comfortable, you're in it. You're lost.
Dude, with us guys, it's like, okay, I hope I don't give this girl terrible sex. It's like that. You know, you have to be nervous.
You have to be. I get nervous all the time. Every time. I got nervous now when I came in.
Well, I'm a talking head.
No, I know.
I think you know that. Yeah. I'm a talking head. You got to bring it.
I know.
If I wouldn't, as much as I love you, if you were a plain Jane talker, dunzo.
No, I know.
I'd be like, you know what? When I'm 80 and I'm about to die, maybe we'll record a podcast
right?
then.
Maybe, just maybe.
But you know, I need talking heads. I need people to connect, because the greatest thing is the people who have it worst are struggling actors.
Yeah.
They move from a different fucking state. They have these dreams. It's right there. I can buy a fucking camera. There's YouTube. They can't even get a fucking SAG card. They go to school, and they all what happens is they get shut down. So it's up to us people like we're not necessarily the De Niros and Al Pacinos yet, but man, God knows you have to fucking shoot me before I fucking stop doing this radio thing.
Yeah.
God knows you have to shoot me before I stop talking. You know, like Mr. Chalk.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that episode, but he confessed like he became an alcoholic after leaving Power 106.
It's tough. I mean, you have to really, I don't think a lot of people understand. I think people just kind of see us when we're out there and it's like, oh man, they're fun. They work at Power, but they don't really see, like, as a person, as an individual, what you mentally have to go through to prepare yourself for it. And that's for any job, even for your camera crew, for you, for anybody that's in this business. Mentally, you have to sacrifice so many things.
Everything.
And you have to say, okay, I have to be strong enough to get through this shit. You can't let, like, little things affect you. And sometimes because our job is tons of stress and second guessing yourself, and I've time after time have said to myself, what am I doing? What is this even worth it?
That's the thing, you know. I'm turning 40 this year, and I'm not stopping this talk thing because I want it real bad. And I think the most critical thing is, do you remember the TV show Entourage? You know, that was a point where people felt lavish. Right? So you give the perception in media that, yeah, everything's dope. Yeah, spend money. Fuck girls. Smoke weed. Buy expensive cars that you can't make payments for. But the reality is, post-Bush, God, this economy is so fucking tough. Like, you know this. We won't discern our amount, but late-night DJs don't make shit compared to Big. By the way, as I seg. So how do you feel about Big moving to 92.3?
Man,
Oh, before that, Dino, I want you to meet Kassie. She's with Power 106 and Dash. He's one of the partners. We have the new crew here. I'll introduce you guys later, but we're all about organic, natural talk. So I bring that up. How was the reaction at Power when Big left?
I mean,
if you have to be diplomatic, understood. But this show's about giving.
I think it was.
And Dino, if there's anything important you need to tell me, let me know. Okay.
I think. I think everybody respected what he had to do. And respected the fact that he's worked there that long. And look, at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do for whatever, for yourself, for your family, for whatever. If you feel that's the right decision for you, then it's the right decision for you. That's it. Wherever you're at, doesn't matter if you're at Power, you're at any station, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you're going to make the decision for yourself and for your family. And that's what he did. And
I imagine a bridge was burned pretty royally.
I don't know.
Why didn't you pretend to speculate then? Well, would you say yes?
I don't know.
Not your opinion, but
I don't know.
92.3, 106. That's a bridge concerning.
It is.
And I'm probing you, by the way. I'm giving you the benefit, and I'm telling you because I love you, but I'm probing you.
I think it gives us a good challenge. I'll see it like that. I see it like that because I think for a long time we kind of knew that we had the hip hop, even though we had other stations that played hip hop, but it wasn't a direct competitor to us, if that makes sense. Like they played hip hop, but it wasn't the consistent motto of like new hip hop. So now that we have, the other station here, it gives us a direct competition for us to like step our game up,
which I think is great.
Which is great. I love it. I think it makes us. I mean, it's all made us a closer family. We're more on our game. We all want everybody to succeed together. We know it makes us all step our game up individually, as a team, as a family. We all like kind of unite together. So I think it's good. I see it as a friendly competition.
You can give me 10 more minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, let's get down. How did this Dash situation come about? Because the one thing you have to give to me is I'm from a different generation. I'm a 75er. For our time, you don't DJ at one station and then DJ at another station. That's the fucking holy grail.
Yeah.
You do that, people find out, it's like it's done.
Yeah.
But for you young fucks in the room, it's you guys exercise your options, which for an old dog with soggy balls, that's like so different for us. How did that come about, and how did you feel about Dash and crossing over?
I kind of actually came as a surprise. I had been on Twitter and I had noticed that someone had been following me by the name of Tony. And
Tony who?
He's actually like one of the main guys at Dash for Ski TV Dash and all of that. So he had been following me. It's fine. I wasn't like I didn't really pay attention to it. I was still doing San Diego. I was still doing what I had to do. Then
Did you follow him back?
Yeah.
Okay,
I followed him back and I was like, okay, cool, whatever. Then he had sent me a message like, hey, I work at Ski TV. We're doing Dash Radio. We would love for you to be a part of its internet show. Call me. Let's meet. Okay, cool. I met him. And
just like that, huh?
And I was like, okay.
Just like that, huh, Cass?
Because I kind of did my research. I did my research and I was like, all right, like this is pretty legit. So I was like, all right, fine, we'll meet. So I went to Ski, which is in Hollywood, and we met up. And from the jump, I knew it. I already knew from the jump. I was like, this is it, because it let me see. The thing about Dash is that I can be who I want to be. Not saying that Power doesn't, but I don't have restrictions. Like I can cuss, I can say whatever the fuck I want to say and not get reprimanded for it. And if I want to interview someone, I can. Like Tony fully trusts me and what I do and how I do things, and he values my opinion. Not saying that Power doesn't, they do, but I have more of a leeway. Like, hey Tony, I want to get so and so and I want to interview them right now. Cool, let's set you up, let's do it. And he's all for it. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm like, I love about Dash, is that they let me kind of like do what I have to do, and they respect me, and they're always trying to get me to do interviews. Like right now I just walked in, they hit me up like, yo, can you do an interview, whatever day, blah blah. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So they see like they believe in me, and they believe in my talent, and they love how hard I work, and I love them for that. And I love Dash, and it's great. Everybody's energy is amazing there. It's grown so much, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like when I made that decision, I wanted to make sure that I made them for the right reasons. And that's everything. That should be anything. When you make any decision in our business, it has to feel right. Because if it doesn't feel right, then you shouldn't do it.
So how different, because here's a classic example, like satellite radio Charles and Track Life Charles is about the same. But if I'm on BBC Radio, I'm fucking proper.
Yeah.
It's Disneyland.
But I think that's great, because then you become, how to be different when you have
There's
to be.
There's dexterity behind your radio show.
Exactly. And you have to kind of like learn how to separate the two. And that's great qualities to have. Like, how to be professional on air, but then how to be yourself on another. And that's one thing that I've make sure that I do. Like when I'm on air at Power, I'm very professional. I got to do what I got to do and make sure my audience is chiming in. Make sure like
thank you,
everything is on point. Make sure me and my DJ Inferno are great. Like we communicate 24/7 before our show. Like during the week, we get our shit together. We're like, yo, this is the topics. This is where it's gonna happen. Even when right before we get on air, I'll talk to him like, yo, you ready? You feel good? You need a shot? What do you need? You're good? Let's take a shot real quick. Take a shot. You ready? Okay, cool. We get on. Even during commercials, how did you feel about that last talk break? I think we could have done this. Cool. Next talk break, we're gonna do it like this. So it has to be real professional. But then on Dash, I don't have to worry about that because I could just say whatever I want and it's fine.
Yeah, I love online. Like when I proposed to Dino and Irv, you know, I had a background in satellite radio. And I tell them, I'll talk about punching dogs in the face and fucking choking out a nun.
I'm never bringing my dogs around.
Can you, right? Well, by the way, Cass, like breeds like pit bulls. The most gorgeous pit bulls, by the way, like blue eyes. I'm not talking about like...
I'm your typical Lincoln Heights chola. Let's just put it out.
Right.
I have 4 pit bulls.
But you're 2.0.
I'm 2.0.
2.0.
I'm 2.0. Yeah.
We're coming to a close. But here's what it is, though, which may lead another 10, 15 minutes. Prepare yourselves, crew. What's the hardest thing about formulating a relationship while being in entertainment?
I don't have one. That's why. It's funny.
Let's talk about birds and the bees.
Jeez. We're going to be here for another hour, guys.
There
Sorry.
it is.
Another hour. Because when we talk about relationship, forget it.
This is gold. This is radio gold right here.
Oh my God. Relationships. It's hard because you don't know if somebody is with you or wants to be with you because genuinely they care about you or it's because you work somewhere. And because I'm a female, that's a lot harder. Because I don't trust a male. Sorry. Even though I'm a room full of them.
No.
Sorry.
Not at all.
But it's true because I never know, especially because I meet them when I'm doing events or I'm at a club and, you know, somebody will come to me and I'm like, it just, because I don't know if generally they're attracted to me because I'm who I am or because of where I work. So it's always a toss up. Even now, like, I have this stigma where it's like I only lately been talking to, dating, whatever, seeing like DJs, and it's kind of like
talk DJs or music DJs.
Music DJs.
Oh, music DJs. Okay.
And it's again, I'm like, why am I still around this circle? Like all my friends tell me, like, you need to get away from that. You need to get away from that. And I'm like, if I could, I would. But they understand it. They get it. They're in the same business.
It's the hustle.
It's hard.
It's your fellow hustler.
It's hard. It's hard because I've dated someone that isn't in the business and they don't get it.
Because now they want the time, right?
Not saying that all of them are like that, but the person that I did date was just didn't understand it. Oh, I understand it. I'll get it. And it's like, okay. And I would invite them, like, come to see, because I would host clubs back in the day. Come to the club. I'm going to warn you right now, though. If a promoter calls me over there to give me a drink and is a little friendly with the hug, don't get mad. I'm not trying to sleep with him, but out of courtesy for him booking me, I have to take the drink. I have to be nice to him. I have to. That's just how it is. And it's just, I felt like the more I did that, or like, yo, I can't hang out today, I got a club. Or I can't because I have to do an event. Or I can't, I'm working here. Or I can't, I'm going with the crew because we're all going to go out. You want to come? No, I don't want to. Okay, fine.
Can I be old and complain?
Of course.
Let's turn this into a conversation instead of an interview now.
Okay.
I'm going to be fucking old and angry here. Okay? Why the fuck...
Mm-hmm. Oh, you mad?
To do my cohorts at my internship at Power Days, you guys never post pictures of the guys you guys motherfucking date.
Because they were not... Okay, here's the thing. If I sat up there and posted every picture...
Listen.
If I sat there and posted every picture that I dated of a guy that I dated, every guy would not take me seriously. It's mystery. Why would you want to see who I'm dating? I'm not there to post pictures of who I'm dating because then you're not going to want to follow me. It's a strategy. I have to.
It's a branding.
I have to have this image of
approachability.
Yes. Because then once I'm off the market,
promise of pussy.
Because once I'm off the market, I gotta do. No guy's gonna want to see a picture of me with me booed up with some guy or kissing him. Nobody wants that.
Right.
Not in the business that I'm in.
But we do see the complaints
all the time.
You guys will put a motherfucking quote up in that bitch and be like, oh, if you only knew, Nina Simone.
Yeah, I'm real careful when I post things up like that. Everybody gets in their feelings. Everybody's in their feelings, whatever. I get in my feelings. I'm a female, but you're not going to see me posting that up on Twitter unless that's going to be relatable to other females. Then I'm going to give you a smart ass caption like, oh, ladies, I know you feel this too. I'm not going to say, oh, I'm in my feelings. Comment if you feel the same way. Comment if you're going through this right now. I'm not going to give you something that you're going to see how I'm feeling.
I'm barely adjusting to the text dating generation. I love to talk. I love to talk.
Yeah.
Get them fucking wasted. You know what I'm saying?
Are you? Who are you in life?
Crazy creepo fucking chino with too much gel in his hair. But that's the thing. In the end, cats like you and Gabby, even Nat just recently started posting pictures
of her dude. Of her man.
Yeah. So that's for me,
tough.
For you fucking young fucks, the fact that you guys are posting someone's your boo, essentially, that I was shocked.
Yeah.
Because then it's kind of intimating this is the one almost. You know what I'm saying?
And that, even if it gets to that point, even now, you'll never know if I'm with someone. I'm not going to tell you that I'm with someone if I am right now. I'm not telling you nothing.
Guys, shall we put her on blast?
No.
Shall we put
No, because I'm not gonna say if I am or I'm not.
All right, I'm gonna put you on blast right now. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Erykah Badu or Jill Scott?
Erykah Badu.
Why Erykah Badu?
I love her. I love her style. I love her voice. I love her. Man, I love everything about her. I love the way she just expresses herself as a woman. And she doesn't have to do it raunchy. She does it classic. And I think that sometimes as women, we feel we have to be that way because of the way that men rap about us or the way that they talk about us on songs, that's just the way to go. But it's not. And Erykah Badu does it so classic and so natural and organic. And I love that about her.
Jackson 5 or Michael Jackson solo?
Oh, I'm going to go with Jackson 5.
Why Jackson 5? That's shocking to me coming from a younger generation. I love Jackson it though. 5. I love it though.
I do. I liked Michael, but I liked him better with Jackson 5. I think it was just better for me. I like the content better. That's just me.
Okay. 112 or Jodeci?
112. I can't stand Jodeci.
Why?
I just don't like
You don't like leather on black ebony chests that are cut up?
I'll take 112 all day.
Is it more because it's a tempo-ness?
I think I kind of like them because they're more a little raunchier. Does that make sense? Because R&B, I like R&B. I'm a big fan, so I like raunchy R&B. I know it's kind of dirty, huh?
No. I love it. That's the theme of the show is to be natural and organic.
I would, definitely pick 112.
D'Angelo or Maxwell?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
D'Angelo or Maxwell?
Mm-hmm. It's tough because they're so different.
Yeah, that's why. I would have to go with Maxwell because I feel like I would want, even though this is imaginary in my head.
You went from raunchy to classicist.
But see, that's the thing.
My God.
I think about it when I think about male R&B. I want my ideal man to be like certain R&B artists. So I would want them to be kind of like 112, but then I would want them to be like Maxwell because he's so loving and caring in the way he talks. Like, he doesn't have to be dirty, but he does it so romantic.
Is that because of your long-term yearn, or do you think that's tied to that?
Maybe. That could be it. Yeah.
Okay. Reggae or dancehall?
Reggae.
Why reggae?
I like reggae. I like dancing to it. It's fun. Smoke a little blunt here and there. It's cool. I like reggae.
Okay. Today's hip-hop or 90s hip-hop?
90s.
Why 90s?
I grew up on it. Even as a young kid, I grew up on it, and I've always loved 90s.
So do you think when you listen to someone like J. Cole, and this is from an old man's ear, I forgive to make it sound dope. But what I mean by that is, if you put this shit out in the 90s, you wouldn't be anyone. Like Kanye, I love his first 2 albums.
Okay.
Because it holds that feeling, the sense of feeling. It's not digitally produced in the sense of Kanye was talking about the pain.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's sometimes gone. I mean, it's heartache, but what the fuck is heartache when you have to feed a family?
Yeah.
There's a difference in the 90s where it's pain. Maybe we'll close out with this one. Maybe we'll add one more.
Okay.
What's your opinion about Lauryn Hill just putting out just one album?
I like Lauryn Hill. I think even as not an older generation, but a younger generation has to remember that I think that's one person that they should definitely know off the bat. Lauryn Hill. I think that's someone, it's not someone you should forget. You should get to know her. And even if she doesn't need to put out thousands of albums. That's the thing. Lauryn Hill is so classic.
But one?
That's all you
owe
need.
so much to your fans?
Look at how much she put out before. Why does she owe anything to anyone? She doesn't owe them any. She doesn't owe me, you, or that, or anybody shit. She's not. I don't think she's doing it to please any of us. I think she's doing it for herself, because as a musician, once you, or even with any of us, like you just said, when we're on the mic, like how to get off of that and then do something else. I think she's just genuinely doing it because she loves it. That's what she wants to do. She loves music. And if she puts out one album every 5 years and she's okay with that, then it's okay, because she's not going to stop doing what she wants to do. And I think generally she's just doing it because she loves it. She's an artist at heart. She doesn't need to put out 5 albums to make money or to please any of us. She does it because she genuinely loves doing what she does.
Last question. Power or Dash?
No, I can't. No. I am not. I don't know. I'm not answering that one. I don't know. I love them both.
So in closing, what's the difference between the love you have for Power and what's the difference between the love you have for Dash? Because you almost have to treat them like 2 different kids, right?
Yeah.
With polar opposite personalities.
Definitely. I think I love them both. Obviously, I love them both, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be doing both of them. Do I love one more than the other? No. No. I can't love one more than the other, because they both bring out 2 different sides of me. So it would be different if they both brought out the same emotion and same feeling and same character. Then I would be able to choose one over the other. But because they both bring out something totally different, I can't treat them as the same. I can't have the same love for them and love one more than the other, because they both satisfy me in different ways.
Where can people get a hold of you?
Twitter, Instagram, Kassie Garcia. That's what it is.